Hey doing guys, tomato sauce in here, and tonight I want to talk to you about feint weaving. I've had some pretty great stuff happen to my rogue over this raid lockout. Finally got web death, and if you guys have been following the channel, you know that I've tried many different assassination rogue builds out. I've been playing Rupture, I've been playing around with 10-second tricks, and I've even been playing around with feint weaving, which ends up being my favorite way to play the class. I feel like the rotation just flows better, and feint is a great filler. It'll actually take you up from like an 18 to 19 actions per minute class all the way up to about a 25 action per minute class, which is still not a lot, but it makes the rotation a little bit more engaging. So what I want to show you tonight are the changes we're going to make to our talent tree, the different glyph we'll incorporate, and I'll even show you the rotation. But before we get into that, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I greatly appreciate all the subscriptions. We're making the channel grow one video at a time, one like at a time, one comment at a time, and one subscribe at a time. So guys, I greatly appreciate you interacting with the channel and the videos. We're almost to 2,000 subscribers. Our first goal is 10,000, and I think we're on the way. So again, thank you so much for interacting with the channel. Now, guys, let's get into the talent changes that we're going to make first, right? So from our Rupture build, these are very simple. Everything on this tree is standard Assassination Rogue. We're going to take our 2 out of 2 back out of Blood Splatter, and we're going to throw those into Lethality. You'll see I still keep Vigor here because I really like having that 110 energy. It just allows me a little bit more flex when I'm pulling. And on top of that, it gives me more flex on like when I can use a Thistle Tea without overcapping, that kind of stuff, just ensuring that I get it in and then I can, spend the energy without ever hitting that cap. So I really do like this Vigor talent. I'll probably run it throughout the rest of the expansion. And those 2 out of Blood Splatter, we're just putting in Lethality. So that's it. It turns into your standard Assassination Rogue build. And then our change in the glyph is we're going to remove Glyph of Rupture or Glyph of Tricks of the Trade, and we're going to run with Glyph of Feint. So those are the 2 main changes we make to the build. You can see we're still using Glyph of Hunger for Blood and Glyph of Mutilate here. And let me show you how we incorporate Feint into our rotation. Now, if you're not 100% up to date on Assassination Rogue knowledge, essentially, what Feint does, it has a great defensive component to it. It actually has 2. It causes it drops your threat by a large amount every time you use it. So unlike those bear weaving feral druids, you will not be pulling threat from your tanks, which is just a nice plus for any raid that you're in. Also, on top of that, it's going to reduce the damage you take from area of effect attacks by 50%. That's actually kind of huge. So like Faralina's Rain of Fire from the sky, right? You're not going to take really any damage from that because you'll be feint weaving. Hagen, when you guys are not safety dancing, because at this point people are just trying to blow that boss up. Again, your healers are going to love you because you're not going to be taking very much damage there because you'll be feinting on cooldown. And that's a very important part of incorporating feint into your rotation. Now, I spoke about the defensive components, but let's talk about the offensive components to feint weaving. Well, what feint does is it gives you a better chance to proc poisons. And in addition to that, it's also giving you a better chance for your main hand weapons enchant to proc. So very odd little Wrath of the Lich King spaghetti code situation we have going on here. But feint does have an offensive component built into it, and it actually works out to a DPS increase. The Sims say it's about 90 DPS, could be higher or lower depending on your gear. Now, rotationally, what does this look like, right? So if we are going to feint for a poison component and to hopefully proc our main hand weapon enchant, well, we want to do that during our biggest offensive phase, right? So we always want to try to incorporate our feints into our envenom window. When is a time that you would not do that? If feint is off cooldown for more than 3 seconds before your next envenom window. So anytime feint, you only have to hold it for like 2 to 3 seconds to fit it in your envenom window. Hold that feint and get it going. in your Envenom window. So what's the rotation going to look like? You know, you'll start out in stealth so that you have your overkill buff, tricks the tank, mutilate, slice and dice, get our rupture up, hunger for blood, mutilate, mutilate, cold blood, envenom, feint. And that's it. So from here on out, we're just going to make sure that we can fit our feints within our envenom windows. You'll see this one should line just about right up. Envenom, feint, and boom. And that's it. That is feint weaving in a nutshell. I'll do one more just so you guys can see it. Banish, envenom, feint, mutilate. So that's it. Feint weaving is literally as easy as 1, 2, 3, and it just gives the rotation like the one extra keybind that it feels like it's missing, right? You're going to get about 6 to 7 additional actions per minute. Oh, wait, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, it's on a 10-second cooldown. So you're going to get about 6 additional actions per minute. So it'll take Assassination from an 18 to 19 APM class up to about a 25 or so APM class, which makes it feel a lot better. At that point, you're just a couple keystrokes under an Arms Warrior and a few more under a Fury Warrior. So it really ties the room together, makes the rotation feel really good, has great offensive and defensive components, and overall, I can't see a reason why you wouldn't want to feint weave going into Ulduar, because anytime you're moving into, you know, a more progression-oriented environment, you're always going to want to bring your maximum survivability and your maximum damage. Well, feint weaving, it actually does both of it hits both of those check boxes for Assassination Rogue. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative. If you made it this far and you still haven't clicked that sub button, please do so. Again, it greatly helps out the channel and continues to promote growth over here. So again, thank you very much, guys. Have a good day, have a good week, have a good month, and have a good year. Tomato sauce and out, feint weaving in.